Hey everyone, it's me, Jason. Give me just 1 second. I know you see a black screen. I'm just about to fix that because Jeffrey is here. He's live, he's in person, and I'm just having a minor technical difficulty to get him to show up on the screen. But I bet you can hear him if you try
That
real hard.
that's okay. I was just rocking out to the intro there, so they would have just seen me shaking my non-existent locks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still just having trouble for a second. I'm not sure what I have blocking you, but I'm going to figure it out. There must be something else
That's okay.
full screen on my computer, and once I get that out of the way, maybe it'll make you pop
It's all right. I
back up
don't mind
here.
being in the void for a little bit.
Just
A little.
for as little time as possible. I swear. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's because last week I had a guest on, and I forgot to switch the camera from Will's feed last week back to your feed this week. So that's what it is. So
I see.
that's gonna just take me a second to fix that. I
No problem.
totally forgot because that's usually not something I have to change. In the meantime, though, welcome to everybody out there. My goodness, the chat was very active before we went live today, so that's great. There we go.
Yeah.
I think everybody should be able to see you now, Jeff. Welcome to the chat, my friend.
Hello,
Uh,
hello. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. I was speaking of the chat. I was watching it there, hopping for a little bit, and actually some good questions in there that I think I'd like to go over a little bit later on to tonight. I think there's some interesting stuff there that was brought up by, I believe, Alana. So I'd like to,
Very
branch off
cool.
of something she brought up, one of her questions. I think that'd be great.
Okay.
But in the meantime, how was last week? I wasn't here.
Uh,
Everyone missed me?
yes, everybody. Yeah, there was many somber comments of missing you, and we're really happy to have you back again this week. We did make do quite nicely with Will. Will was a very great guest host, as he always is.
Yes, yes.
And we showed off a couple spoilers and we had a fun chat. And again, the chat last week was really lively, which was great. Through the whole stream, lots of questions and discussion, and it was a lot of fun. And if that's a sign of things to come, I'll be extremely excited. Jeff, can you handle the chat just for a second? Because I have this
Of course.
bright, blinding light shining in my
Yeah, I
face,
noticed that.
and I have to go close some blinds.
No worries. Go
Sorry.
right ahead.
It's weird
Yeah,
as the seasons change, right? The sun's there now. It
yeah,
didn't used to be there. So I'll be right back.
no problem at all. So I wasn't here last week, but I do have a list of names to go through. I'm not going to read them out to you because they're from last week, so they're going to be different names. But I do want to get. I mean, Jason's not hearing this, but I do want to get that wheel done earlier today, to get through last week, so that I can start entering the names for this week because there's a lot of people here in the chat, and I don't want to miss anyone. I know last week we spoiled some equipment, and I know everyone had their opinions on seeing the equipment. I think most people, in the end, when you play with it, you'll probably see the point of it and you'll love it. But I don't want to put words or thoughts in your mouth. So David Clayton wants to know, where's Will? We took care of him. Don't worry about that. Will was taken care of. Jason, I was just telling them that I'd like to go through the wheel from last week so that I can start
Cool.
entering names from this week because there's a lot of names already in this chat. So I'm going to do the wheel first, and then so we'll know who won last week's pack, and then we will start entering names for this week. So even though you spent all that time putting me on screen, I am now going to move the camera. So
Sure. Okay.
I'll try and get back on screen after. Let's see if I can get where the name would be. Let's see if that shows. Takes me a second here to pop up on my end. Let's see if that'll get us where the name is once it. Oh, that is actually not bad. Whoop! Why did it jump there? Oh, it was perfect, and then it. Oh, I see what happened. Jumped a window in front of it, which was our chat. That's why.
There you go.
Okay, I think we're good. So I am going to spin this wheel. Let me randomize it first.
And again,
Hit
for
the
those
spin,
just tuning in, this is the winner from last week's live stream. You have not missed
yes,
out on anything for tonight. So
and it's going to be right in the middle of the letter K, almost for Will K.
very nice.
Congratulations, Will. Let's get it back to me. And then I can start going through the names. Now I'm going to need you, Jason, to chat with the group for a little bit while I get these names in here because there's a lot of names to enter. I'm going to miss
For
a few if
sure.
I don't pay attention to it.
I'll just say hi to everybody out there before we get into the thick of things tonight. It's great to see so many people here once again. Damien, first off, got into the chat right away. Cardboard cohorts, Alana, who I'm assuming is probably going to be Ryan. We got Damien again. Jeremy is here. Always good to see Jeremy. He's my lawyer. If I ever get into trouble, he's the guy I turn to. Ed Tuck's here. He's a lucky fellow. He won a booster pack recently. I see Marcus Pridham's here in the crowd as well. In the works, Aaron, who just featured a very powerful spoiler, which was really cool. It's a card I think I'll be playing in a lot of my decks, at least the ones that have the right colors in them. Excited about that. Anybody that I missed here? The card golem. Hey, Dan, nice to see you here. Will Kemp is here once again, my co-host from last week. Then my bestest buddy, David Clayton's here. He's an awesome guy as well. So what a great chat. We got lots of awesome people in the chat already. All of them excited to see Jeff's face. I mean, to hear about Genesis. Well, maybe both.
Brian Pitts. We missed Bri there.
Oh, did I miss Brian? Oh, Jesus. I'm so sorry, Brian. I don't. Oh, there he is. What's happening, party people?
Okay, you know
Party
what?
people.
If anyone saw Brian's stream yesterday, the Imperial Pulls, Brian missed a lot as well. He was supposed to go get new glasses today, and I hope you got them, Brian, because he
Was he
he
having
just had a
trouble
hard time reading stuff.
reading stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's always fun. Brian's gets very creative with pronunciations sometimes, which is half the fun of tuning into his streams because you never know what something's going to be called.
hmm It was pretty good. It was they were doing one of the games that has a lot of very not easy to say or pronounce names that are written sideways on the card too. So it's an adventure. It was an adventure. It was quite enjoyable to watch.
Oh yeah, what game was that they were cracking packs about last night?
Legion Realms at War.
Oh yeah,
They were doing Elra.
I think that's also out of Canada too, right?
It is.
Is
It is
that,
indeed. Yeah.
that's cool. Good for them. Nice.
Yep. Yep. That was a lot of. It was a lot of fun to watch. Which actually, if you don't mind, Jason, there's a couple I've been meaning to try and talk to people about, which is Imperial Pulls in the works, Madtown Hobby. There was one more actually. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. People that need a little bit of love because I noticed their subscription numbers haven't really been going up, and they really should be because they're great streams to watch. Who's the other one here I missed? Imperial Pulls, Chrono Walkers.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Those are all very underappreciated. So after the stream or while the stream's going on, because you can still search on YouTube, search them up, subscribe to them. They really do deserve your follows. They're really great guys, and they do a good job with not just Genesis but all kinds of games. So
Yeah.
make sure you do follow them.
Yeah, for sure. All great people. In the Works has been doing some great video content lately with some matches, including when we were playing live Saturday night at Jack's on Queen. He recorded some matches because I think he's going to do it up all fancy and pretty like he does sometimes, which is awesome. So
Can't
lots of
wait.
cool content going on. And I won't reveal any spoilers on the results, but Aaron did play a really exciting game with a young Genesis player, one of the youngest ones at the store, who's
Ooh.
his name's Chase, and he's really taken the game well and been playing at a surprisingly high level for such a young player, like very strategic. And when that game goes live, because I don't think it aired live, I think it was one of the ones that got recorded. That game, or maybe it was, that might have been the last live game that got aired. Aaron will correct me if I'm wrong, but it was great. It comes right down to the end. It was a nail biter, and Aaron is a really great player. So there's some exciting games to tune in and watch over there on in the works. So
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and the other thing is those people I mentioned there, they're all very different content, right? They're like
mhm.
the Imperial Pulls cracks packs. In the Works does gameplay videos. Madtown Hobby talks more about like the industry and games in general. Like it's you get the Chrono Walkers. They do deep dives into stuff, very technical stuff. Like very different from all of them.
Yeah. I see that Aaron confirms for me that it was the last time he went live. So you can actually go and
Oh,
watch that stream and see
excellent.
the real nail biter between Aaron and Chase. It's a really, it kind of, as an observer of the game, it gave me a bit of a David versus Goliath feel because Aaron's
Ooh.
been really great with deck building for a long time. Aaron's also a judge under the former regime of Genesis, so he's very rules knowledgeable. Kind of person I ask rules questions to sometimes if I think I might be making a dumb mistake. Plays at a very high level. So for this young fellow, and I mean, I think Chase is only maybe 9. Like he's very early into collectible card games. He was a Pokemon player, and we won him over from Pokemon to Genesis, and he's just been playing just great. It's always fun when you see somebody that you wouldn't expect who just excels right away, and it's really cool. Some people are just naturally gifted. The only gift I have is the gift of gab, unfortunately. But
Well,
it's
I'm
cool to
glad you
see.
I'm glad you clarified the David and Goliath thing because I thought you were trying to describe that Aaron is a giant, grotesque monster, and I'm like, I don't know if you should really be saying that, Jason. He's one of our big supporters, but you clarified that it's just that he's got a lot of experience there.
Uh,
That's me
I'm
trying
not.
to be funny on a Monday
I'm not
night.
even sure if Goliath was
He
huge, but
wasn't.
he might have been handsome for all I know. I don't think he was a monstrous or anything.
He wasn't. It's
So
just me trying to find a way to make something that's funny, but isn't.
yeah, I was assuming Alana would be Ryan. Ryan watching the live stream. Ryan's
Yeah,
another one of our young players who does really well. Ryan's done really well in Pokemon and in Genesis at live events I've been at. He finished first in his age group at a league challenge for Pokemon.
nice.
So he's got some respectable results, and then he's turned that into a lot of great competitive games of Genesis. So that's one of the things that I'm really proud of is I know a lot of people, when you look at Genesis at first glance, it looks like a really complicated game. You've got your hand, you've got your board position, you got to be a bit of a chess player to manage the board and whatnot. But I have found more often than not, younger players really take to the game. I don't know if it's the mental challenge of it, that it's more of a workout for them mentally than some other games, but I have seen young players really take to Genesis very quickly and improve really quickly and get playing at a high level. And I'm always so impressed by that. Ryan's a great example, and Chase, and there have been other players. I could not, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Jeremy's daughter Emma, who also
Yes,
plays really great. Many people have commented on how great of a Genesis player Emma is as well, and she's one
she's
of
the
the younger
artist, right?
kids too. That's right.
She's
She's
also
the
the
artist
artist.
who
Yes.
did the cool champion artworks as well. So, yeah, I take a lot of pride in that. A lot of pride in the fact that younger
Yeah.
players uh, aren't just trying it and moving on it, but they're trying it and they're really getting into it and playing at a really high level at a young age. So I think that's exciting for the future that we have a game that can be pretty complicated and require some real skill to play, but yet it's so engaging that younger players, once they get into it, they stick with it, and in some cases clearly have excelled with it. So I feel like that's a good sign for us.
Well, I find that just in my own limited experience with the kids that I know. Now it's not Genesis because at the time this is quite a few years ago when these kids were younger. But introducing them to chess really got their minds working and they loved it. Like to the point where my son and one of his friends, little inside family baseball here, they played on webcam chess. Even though there's online things and all that, nope, they chose to play across FaceTime webcam chess with each other. And when I saw that, I kind of went, they have all these opportunities to play Fortnite, other video games. They chose chess to play. Because I think when you introduce them to something like that where they're physically interacting with things, and the next logical step, once you okay, you haven't mastered chess when you're 7 years old, but once you feel like you've completed that, well, now you get to start deck building and playing with cards that do different things. It's kind of like a more um, varied chess, a more interactive chess, a more surprise version of chess. And I really think those young minds will take to that even better, which is great to see that they have been, Jason, with your experience. And I think they're ripe for that because they want more challenge in life. It's I've always said kids are just little adults. Don't treat them any differently. They're little grown-ups and they're just as smart as the rest of us. You just got to give them a chance to shine. So I think that's wonderful that they have this opportunity to expand and not just be sucked into a well of some bigger behemoth that they can't really get in because of gatekeeping and whatnot.
Hmm. And I've said this many times, just casually chatting with parents at stores I've been in. I think there's a lot of good that can be said for collectible card games in general, for the fact that you're getting people off of screens and physically
Mm-hmm.
interacting face to face. I know that our own son, Sam, who's a teenager now, he makes us proud all the time of the way he's really come out of his shell. When he was younger, he used to be very quiet and timid around people he didn't really know, but through all the gameplay and interacting with people of different ages and different personalities and playing a game that they enjoyed together, he's really broken out of that. And now he's a really outgoing kid who can like break the ice, which is nice. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely a lot of good reasons for people to keep playing card games out there at their local game stores.
Oh yeah. Oh, and math, right? They're all math
Yeah.
based, which is great. It really gets people's minds working with that, which is wonderful.
Speaking of game stores, I wanted to give it a little bit of a shout out. I'm excited about a store in particular because when we took over and we first uploaded our new store locator, one of the towns I was really pleased to already have a game store in because it's a very much a gaming city is Indianapolis, because in Indianapolis they do like the Gen Con every year, and it's a big city where if you have a store supporting your game, it's really exciting. And I'm just going to show you for a second here. I'm going to put it up on the map here. That when we first started, right away, we had Game Time India as one of the stores that signed up through Southern Hobby Distribution, and we're really happy to have them carrying our product in Indianapolis. But since then, just in the last couple of weeks, we've had another store come on board in Indianapolis, and I'm excited about this one because this was actually part of a chain of stores. I don't know, depending on where you are in the States, some of you are probably quite familiar with them, but Good Games, which is based, the store that we have just signed up with us is based in Indianapolis. I'll show you the map on the screen here for them. There's, I want to say 4 or 5, maybe even 6 Good Games stores in Indianapolis, not in Indianapolis, but across the United States. But the
Mhm.
really cool thing about them is they're actually not an American chain. They're actually based out of Australia. And there's, I believe, over 20 different good good games locations spread across Australia. They started there and they got so big, they started doing all their own importing of games for their own chain of stores, and now they spread into North America. And Jeff, you and I and Janice, we all got to
Yep.
meet the owner of Good Games in Indianapolis when we were down in Kentucky at the big Gamma event about a month and a half ago. Really friendly fellow. We got him interested in the game, and now
Mhm.
he's we've just sent him a whole bunch of promotional. You're good. We just sent him a whole bunch of promotional stuff, so he's excited, and he said that he was going to make sure to put in his weekly report to headquarters to let them know about how excited he was with all the support he got from us because they got paper playmats, they got promo packs to give out to people, they got all the stuff that they need to build a community at their store. And that made a really good impression. So, and some stores out there, generally speaking, are sometimes based on the grid and whatnot, they're comparing us a little bit to another game on the market, Sorcery, that's been a little hard to get product recently. So we're hoping that maybe we can help fill that void and let people get their tactical fun on with a
Mhm.
game that's not currently having any issues with inventory. So I'm
Yep. No,
excited
our
about that.
supply chain is full and
Yeah,
ready to go with everything, which is
yeah.
great. Oh, that's
So
wonderful. I remember meeting the Good Times game people, and they got
good
we
games.
did the demo, I think, on the one night. Good Games, sorry, not Good Time
Yeah,
Game, Good Games.
yeah.
We did the demo, I think, with them too, and they loved it. So that
Hmm.
was great.
That's right. So it's exciting to see stuff like that continuing to fall out from Gamma, where we've
Yep.
made connections, we've introduced people to the games, and now we're in more stores again, with the
Yeah, it's
potential to maybe
wonderful.
expand into a whole chain of stores, which would be exciting. So
Yep.
some really good things going on there. And then the other thing that came out of Gamma as well was, as most people know, we now have a new distributor, Indie Pro Games, out of the Seattle area, but shipping all across the states. And I got some cool pictures here to throw up on the screen. The first one I'm going to show up is a mountain of boxes, and this is just a tiny taste of all the boxes that we had to open, unpack, repack onto skids. We Jeff,
Yep.
you were there for that. You were doing the bulk of the heavy lifting, I would say. You were actually stuck, buried behind skids in the warehouse, building it up to taking boxes off the floor so you could clear a path to get back out when you were done. So we
Strong
had
back, weak mind, Jason. That's what I've always been told. Strong back, weak mind.
well, you definitely had the strong back that day. You did a ton of physical lifting, and it was greatly appreciated. Because it would have taken Janice and I probably double the time without you driving all the way up north to help with that. And then the other cool photo I just wanted to show is just a little sneak peek of some of the first skid. There's multiple skids going down in the shipment, but there's just a little picture of a bunch of them with the ship to Indie Pro Games stickers on them there. So I'm excited about that. It feels good that in just another day or two, probably, we'll be getting that out. I was there today at the warehouse, which is what made me think of this. I was there today at the warehouse with my laptop and my scale, my product scale, and I was actually weighing the booster boxes, like the cases, and weighing
Mhm.
the boxes of everything else, and measuring the skid again, making sure I had all the right measurements and the weights and all that. So I'll be calling a courier tomorrow to book our first ever pallet shipment, which is cool. We've shipped out a lot of product with couriers where you just slap a sticker on a bunch of boxes and like anyone can pick it up. But this would be the first time we're actually shipping an order with shrink wrap pallets because of the amount of product going out all at once. So it's an exciting and dare I say a little bit fun process to do for the first time. Just because I know that we'll have to do it a lot in the future as more major releases come out. We'll be shipping more pallets. But it's neat to be at that point where we're doing it for the first time, sending what feels like a mountain of stock down to the United States all at once. So exciting things
Spe-
going on.
Speaking of stores in the States and distribution there, I don't want to miss Cardboard Cohorts mentioned that Guild Vault Games will be reopening and on May 31st, and after they cleaned up from their tornado damage, and they're going to be doing Learn to Plays there for Genesis.
That's
So
really
that's
exciting to hear.
anyone that's in that area, in the Tennessee area there. It's worth the drive if you're even outside the area. Go there, meet up with Andrew. Andrew, you'll be running them. I'm assuming the Learn to Plays. Meet up with Andrew there. He's a great supporter of the game and knows his stuff, even if he tells you he doesn't. He knows what he's talking about when he plays the game. He's played enough of it.
Well, and after all the damage that they just had with the natural
Mm,
disaster there, the tornado, it would just be a really nice feel good story just to
yeah,
have a bunch of people maybe travel and show a little support for a store that's just now reopening their doors and getting back on their feet.
yeah.
Which
We're
is
going
another
on
great
almost
thing
two
about
months now,
gamers.
right?
Yeah, yeah. It's been quite a while
Yeah,
since that happened.
yeah. You're right. Sorry, you were going to say it's a great thing about gamers. It's true. Yeah,
Yeah, I love it when gamers come together and show their support for a member of the community. So
yeah,
very
yeah,
exciting.
for
And
sure.
yeah, so he says he's going to be there. Aaron from
Oh,
In the
with Opal,
Works
that's great. Yeah.
Aaron from In the Works asked if the shipment going down is all invasion or variety. The entire second skid is a variety of basically everything we have on the market. Our retail play mats, all the stuff you need to give away to free players, Julara second edition boxes, Origin retail boxes. Basically, everything that's available in Canada will all be available, the entire product line, through Indie Pro Games right from day one as soon as they get their shipment, which is
They're on
exciting.
his website already for on their website already for pre-order, I think, right?
Yep,
Or
that's
for
right.
like
To my
fulfillment when you're
knowledge, yes.
awesome.
I know it's listed, and I think you can actually place your pre-orders and get them locked in.
That's
Um,
awesome.
the good news, though, of course, is because we're sending so much, you don't have to panic and worry about pre-ordering. Because
Mhm.
I would be, well, let's just say I'd be very impressed if they ran out right away because we're sending big pallets of lots of products. So no panic. Everybody in the States should be able to get their hands on whatever they want now, and that makes me really happy.
Although that would be a great challenge. I challenge you guys to have Indie Pro
Yeah,
Games run out of stock. That's a challenge. Get your stores to order enough to make them run out. I think that'd be
nice.
fun.
Oh, and Andrew says that he confirmed with Guild Vault that they have an account with Southern Hobby, so they can get stuff through
Awesome.
them. Well, that's great to hear. Nice and easy for
Great.
them. That's awesome.
That's really good to know. Yeah, that's wonderful. Do you mind if I go through the names quickly, Jason, to make sure I haven't missed anyone? Because I was trying to catch up after the
Yeah,
start.
feel free,
And
please.
just before I read the names, going off of what Ryan had asked earlier about favorite champions, he had asked earlier about the favorite champions that people had, and I know Andrew had mentioned about the art on one. That's the question I would like to know: is of the new champions, what's your
Mm.
favorite art from the new champions? Not necessarily the champion you want to play. Which champion's art do you like of the ones that of the new champions that were spoiled for Metamorphosis? In the meantime, I'll read some names here. We've got Damien C, Cardboard Cohorts, Alana, who's Ryan, Jeremy, In the Works, Edward T, Marcus P, The Card Golem, Will K, David K, Brian P, Jan P, and Duelist Sync. Did I miss anybody? If I did, please drop a comment in. I will be watching the chat right now to see that pop up, as well as your answers to your favorite art from the Metamorphosis set of champions.
You said
What's
David.
yours, Jason? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah. Just to double check one thing. I think you said out loud David K. Did you mean David C for David Clayton?
I did mean David C. You're right. I just typed Will K before that, so it was
Yeah.
the K was in my head. Yep, David
Okay.
K. Or David
Yeah.
C. Will
I
K.
just
David C.
just don't wanted to miss out. Favorite champion artwork from the new set? Is that the question?
Yes, yes. What's yours?
Oh,
Do you have one?
I have a bit of an advantage from other people because I didn't just see the artwork on the screen when everybody else did. But for Soong, I saw like the blown up artwork without all the text and everything on it, like just the actual artwork. And
Mhm.
Soong, his artwork is insanely good.
Yeah,
With all the bugs crawling all over him and the bow with it glowing and the insignias of the affiliations on it, and it was so detailed that just on a strictly fan of the artwork, I have to kind of give it to that one because when you can zoom it in and look at it up close, I
yeah.
don't even remember which artist it was, but they killed it. Like they
That
just
was Mario.
was it
Mario
Mario?
Stoshevsky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
Mario
blew it out
just
of hit it out
yeah,
of the park there.
yeah. It was really, really great. So, and then
Yep.
most people know that my favorite champion to play, still for now at least until the next set comes out, remains Sarah the vampire. I love the ability Carry and Feast, and the way she lets all of her creatures gain health for killing things is just, it scratches an itch for me. I love it.
We've got some good answers there in the chat popping up now
Hmm.
with artists that people with artworks that people like. I myself am torn. Like I can't just pick one because I like different aspects of different ones, right? Like
Yeah, it
I
is a
love
tough choice.
the flames for Kayun are just beautiful. Like
Yep.
Philip, it was unbelievable. I think that the way that he handled that. Um, assume like you guys are saying, just incredible the detail that Mario put into that.
Mhm.
The Caleb and Redvorn,
Yeah.
seeing the new work there from Constance, like just you get the full impression of that so well in those two artworks there.
Yeah.
Um, of course, Mikhail, when he came in with Sven there, I mean, he always does a great job. It was nice to see that again. It's just the idea of changing into a were-echidna, like who
Yeah.
can draw that thing looking menacing? And it looks menacing. It's an echidna that looks menacing. I'm scared of that thing. Dahlia, as usual, just hit it out of the park. Odara and Erica are just incredible.
Yeah.
Um, and then Rumiana, having her come back and be able to werewolf there, just just incredible. Like I know I said pick one, and I just picked all of them, but I really do love them. I like each one has a different thing that triggers me is the wrong word, that excites me and gets me interested in.
Yeah. But if your life was on the line and somebody said, "Quick, scream out your favorite one right now," which one would you go with?
Damn, that's too long of a pause, isn't it?
Yeah.
I might say Oni because it is the
Oh,
new
yeah.
artist,
Yeah.
Constance, who's phenomenal. I
Yeah.
love the way Oni looks in it, and you know me, I always wanted to get Oni working somehow, and now
Yeah.
maybe I'll get a chance to play an actual Oni deck that can do something.
Yeah.
We'll see. Although I do agree with Erica, is that spectrum behind her, just you can't beat Dahlia's artwork,
Yep.
hands down. I mean, they're all great. I can't just pick one of them out, but yeah, maybe
It's
Oni,
like asking you
maybe
to pick
Oni.
your favorite child, right?
Oh no, that's easy. I could tell you which. No, I'm kidding. Definitely not.
Careful, Jeff.
Although it would be funny if
Your
I just gave
family
you an
might be
answer.
watching.
Actually, speaking of parents watching, little story. I was watching Imperial Pulls yesterday, and they were talking about their parents watching, and Brian was saying that his mom tried watching once his stream and had no idea what was going on. And I had
Yeah.
to comment because it's hilarious. My mom watches almost all of our streams. She might even be watching now. And after every stream, she calls me and she says, "That was wonderful. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what's going on." And I keep trying to explain it to her. Well, it's a card game, whatever. She goes, "Doesn't matter." She goes, "Whatever you're saying are not words I understand." So, hi, mom,
Yeah.
if you're watching,
Yeah.
those words I hope you understood because
Just
it's just
just in case
hilarious
your
that our
mom
mom has
is
tried.
watching, let me reiterate again how much I love your mother. She's phenomenal. She's so nice. She's so friendly. She's a great cook. She made a home cooked meal one time, and I will forever love her for that because it really touched my heart because my mom doesn't really do home cooking anymore. And I just thought it was such a kind gesture out of the blue. So, like, your mom is really awesome. And if she ever happens to see this, just let her know I'm trying to butter her up like that delicious bread she made. Uh, yeah, because yeah,
Yeah,
she's
that's
great.
that's our favorite bread. Really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. She's great. Yeah, I don't understand how you're not big like me, to be honest, with a mom who cooks like that, because I would not be able to say no to mama's home cooking. I was like,
I
yeah,
hide it well, Jason. That's all. I hide it
you
well.
you must run to work
Girdles,
instead of driving, because like, wow,
girdles hide a lot. The male girdle.
that's awesome.
We got some answers here for the artwork. So we've got Soong, Caleb, Sarah. Um, Ryan likes them all, which is great. I agree with you. They're
Yeah,
all incredible.
hmm
In the works likes Odara. The
because the
best
action
action pose.
pose. Yep.
Yeah, Odara looks great in that pose there. Like it's just there's so much going on there. There's so much action in that shot. You're right. Oh, Timmy T, I'll add you to the list. Sorry, you just joined us, and now I got to go back to the answers there. Um, yeah, cardboard cohorts. It's hard to pick just one, but you are partial to Erica. I know there's also wolves in Erica, which I know is. I'm sure it was a hard call between that and the werewolf for you, but I know you've always kind of liked Erica, so the
Yeah.
wolves will draw you into there. Classic Raha is super with the bow and glowing arm. Brian, I said the new ones. I know you got your glasses because you couldn't read, but this is auditory now. You might have to go for a hearing test just to make sure. But no, yes, the classic Raha is great. from the whole gamut of the art is great. Werewolf for Marcus. Um, oh, I'm Cardboard Cohort's favorite child. That's great. Thank you. uh, Better her than the werewolf. Yeah, that's for sure. Who's Janice's favorite? Is Janice in earshot of you, Jason? Can she scream across who her favorite arc is from the new set of the champions, or no? Or do you know by chance?
I will just mute my mic and yell at her.
Oh God, this may not end well. Oh, she answered. She heard Caleb. She likes Caleb.
Perfect.
That's awesome. That's great to hear.
As she's
Poor
yelling back
Brian.
at
He's
me.
been the butt of the joke for a couple days now. I'm sorry, Brian. Uh, just blame Joe. Joe paid me under the table to make some cracks about you. I'll stop now. We have how many names here? We have 15 names in the list and 18 people watching. So if you haven't commented yet, and you're not my mom because my mom can't win because she won't know what to do with the cards, drop a comment in the chat there, and I'll get you added to the list. Jason's last words. Just let me yell at her. Then screen goes black.
Right? Oh my God, could you imagine?
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, and Sung. Yeah, Sung is probably one of the most detailed champions.
Yeah.
It was very, very exciting when we got that one in. The sketches for it even didn't do it justice for how fine it turned out in the end.
Yeah, I was really, really impressed for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that was great. Um, I can't believe, Jason, that we're getting close to 8 o'clock already because I really didn't think we had much to talk about. A
Well,
little bit of news that you had coming.
it sure helps
It's
when the
great.
chat is so lively, right? Like, look at how
Yeah, for
great this
sure.
is. All the people joining in the chat, and not just for a chance to win a free booster pack, but like they're asking questions, they're weighing in with their
Hmm.
opinions. I love it.
Hmm.
It really makes the Monday night so much more special when it's a two-way street of communication, and I love it.
But
Um,
it's one thing to sell product into the market. It's another thing to interact with the customer and know that, hey, these people are actually enjoying it, right? They're actually having
yeah.
fun. They're talking about it. It's a different feeling getting that one-on-one connection with.
Mhm.
I know you feel that way too, not to put words in your mouth, but it's nice to have that interaction and know that there is something there. It's not just uh, someone out to, I don't know, pick up product and that's it sort of thing. They want to have a conversation about it, which is great.
Well, the one person who's not in the chat that I was hoping to say hi to tonight was Madtown Hobby because
Mm-hmm.
I now have, as you know, Jeff, I now have the spoiler that I'll be
Mm-hmm.
sending to Madtown Hobby. So that's exciting because that's gonna be the next cool spoiler people are gonna want to watch for. Is Madtown Hobby should be doing a video at some point this week after I get that sent over to him. So that'll be fun to check out.
Yeah, I
Um,
can't wait to see what he has to say about it. I've loved the spoilers all so far. They've been great, and I'm
mhm.
really happy with the people that have been doing them. And I think we still have a couple more available if there are a few other people that run stuff that would like to do spoilers. So do get in touch with us in hello at edgeofexile.com, and we'll get you on our list of spoilers.
Let
The
me
rest
just.
of the armor is getting spoiled. Who told you there were more armors there, Aaron?
Oh, we
Where'd you
we
hear that?
discussed that last week. We
I
said it
know.
was a cycle of five.
I'm just trying to give him a hard time about it. Um, no, not yet. No more equipment spoilers as of right now, because we're not spoiling anything tonight. Because we want to let people. We want to
Yeah.
let our fans and other content creators have the um, spotlight. That's the word I was going to say. Limelight.
Yeah.
Have the spotlight for the
Yeah.
next little bit while they spoil their stuff. What do you think of the equipment so far, Aaron? I know being the judge and all that, you might have a different outlook on others. I want to know what you think about it. What about the Thymos Citizen? Mm.
See,
What
people
about
are
that
waiting.
Thymos?
People are waiting. Yeah. For
Indeed. What
Ryan
about?
asking when
Oh,
the set is coming out, it's still at this moment just summer 2024. We don't have a hard firm date yet because we're waiting on a couple things to finish resolving, including the couple last artworks we don't have yet. We're waiting to find out exactly where we're going to fit into the printing schedule with our printing partner,
mhm.
and there's a little bit of other behind the scenes logistics that's going on as well. So we're still hoping to get it out some point this summer, and I expect we will. It's just getting these fine details sorted out. You would actually
Yep.
be amazed at how many steps there is in the process to doing this. Like, there really is a lot that has to go on behind the scenes because you gotta work with your printer. You gotta well, and you as a team, you got to get make sure everything's like spell checked and everything else, and proofread and make sure that everything's finalized just right. And you'd be amazed at all the little things that are easy to miss if you don't have a team all reviewing all the cards. And I guess it really takes a village to do this kind of thing. It's a lot of work behind the scenes. Um, but it very much is worth it in the end when the finished product comes out. It's always really exciting.
Aaron answered that like a true judge. I'll have to see when the other armors come out first. So he's
Yeah.
waiting for the full cycle of equipment, which does make sense. That's the right answer to have, I guess, because you're not committing to anything.
Yeah. And cardboard
And
cohorts,
I
it's
know
oh sorry, go
yeah,
ahead. You
I know
take it.
cardboard cohorts wishes they were done differently, um, but you'll see how they work into the way they're working, sort of thing. It's all part of our play testing, part of all that. Um, you'll have to wait to see how it comes out in the wash, as it were, once the rest of the set comes out.
Well, and not only just this set, but also the set after, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you release something in one set, and you plan on how it's going to react with cards in that set, but you might also, in certain cases, have plans for future sets, or because we don't just think about the one set on its own. We also have to think about what we want to do in Cataclysm and probably even the set after Cataclysm, because those sets are close enough together that you want to make sure that cards A nothing breaks each other and makes it like super overpowered instant combo win kind of. We don't want that craziness. And also B, you want to make sure that like if you have something cool in the future, in the near future, that might work really well with it, it's hard for people when they just see a card get spoiled to appreciate all the thought that goes into it for other things they haven't seen yet as well. So Jeff's definitely right that you want to wait and see how it comes out in the wash. Maybe over the next year or so, look back later and be like, oh, now I kind of get where they were going with this because it actually works really great with this or that. And that's the case with a lot of things. Is sometimes you get the whole picture right away with a card, and other times there might be other cool things that we're planning on interacting with thematically. So you just kind of got to be a little patient and see where things go. So,
I was gonna say, yeah, there's stuff in Metamorphosis and Cataclysm that won't see its full potential until the set after that,
right.
which design is working on already. The dev team is
Yeah.
working on like that next movement already, sort of thing. So
Hmm.
we're moving along in stages like that, and we're getting to that point now where things in Metamorphosis are going to finally come to full fruition by set three, as it were.
Yeah.
Sorry, I call them set one, two, and three in my mind. I don't know if
Sure.
you do the
Yeah.
same,
Yeah.
Jason, for
Yeah.
the um, EOE era sort of thing.
Yeah. 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 No, that makes sense. Also, like all feedback is fine. Whether anybody loves a specific card or hates a specific card, it's totally fine. It's valid.
Yep.
That's your opinion. One of the I don't want to say criticisms, but one of the comments I saw online was, "I wish they would have done equipments like this other game." And that's fine if you love how equipment are worked in another game. But at the same time, I know basically for a fact, if we simply just did equipments the way another game does it, we would have had 10 people ragging on us saying about how, oh my God, they're just copying other games. They're not doing anything original themselves. So you have to look at it sometimes from the perspective of, two, it's great that you love the way things work in other games, but we're always trying to make Genesis stand on its own. There'll be some times where, every game needs a resource. So there's going to be a resource of some sort, but you don't want to do it exactly the way other games do. And in a case like Genesis, we felt like it was a great time to introduce equipments. But you don't want to just roll out what some other game is doing, because then everybody's just going to complain that you're just ripping off other people's ideas, which I think would be a valid criticism, to be
Yeah.
honest, if we did do that. And then at the end of the day, too, the nice thing about every game, and even Magic has shown that they can change how things work over time. Mana burn used to be a thing, it's not a thing anymore. So the really great thing about games like this, like collectible card games, is because these games go on year after year after year. If we ever released a mechanic and we felt like it underperformed, it was underwhelming, the general majority of people didn't love it, well, you would either A, just not print that mechanic ever again, or B, you would change how it works with a future set, maybe with the introduction of something new. So
Or just
at the
nudge
end
it
of
a bit.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, what we have to do is that as game designers, we have to be willing to take some chances and try new things. Otherwise, it's going to wind up feeling like every set is just pretty vanilla and not growing the game. I think Magic's a good example of how, like, I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of mechanics are similar but not quite the same, but like they always try and find ways to freshen things up and do things in slightly new ways, and I think that's what all games need to try to do. Is over time you got to keep growing, experimenting, and you know what, if a mechanic comes out and people don't love it, that's okay, because the next one you'll probably knock out of the park. But this is the way that it goes, is we got to be willing to try things, see what works, and the things that work and people love, we'll lean into harder. And if sometimes we miss the mark, we can bend and change on that. So
Question
yeah.
for you, Jason, since you brought up Mana Burn. What's your take on Mana Burn? Are you happy it's gone, or did you like when it was there?
I didn't play a lot when Mana Burn was around, so I don't have a first person experience. I do think I wish I would have got to play with it just so that I know more, because it seems like it would have been a really interesting challenge to not have leftover mana burning you and running your life total down. But
So I
I'm
don't have to
yeah,
scratch off my note to ask Will about Aura Burn for the future. Excellent. I'll pass that on to Dev Team.
Aura burn. I'm fascinated to hear how aura burn's gonna work. That'll be
I
great.
don't I don't know. I'm not quite sure. That's for them to figure out. I just like the word. Aura Burn. Do something with it.
Yeah.
I see that Ryan wants Ariel to come back, so I'm assuming Ryan, you had a deck that worked off of the old way Ariel worked, so that you could take advantage of that. I'm assuming that's why you wanted Ariel to go back to the old way, correct?
Welcome to the chat, Jason Greenberg. For me, I've really loved the changing of how it works a little bit, so much that I love the flyers can block flyers now. I think it makes so much more sense.
Yeah, yeah, it
I
does.
really do. Because I don't, if I have at least a couple flyers, I don't feel so vulnerable of just helpless. Oh God, they're just flying over and attacking my champion.
Hmm.
But again, like even a change like that, which I think the majority of people have responded really well to, there are going to be a few outliers who maybe they had a deck that really took advantage of the old rules and they're a little disappointed or frustrated. That'll happen. At the end of the day, I don't think any change in any game can please everybody all the time. But all any game maker can do in good faith is try and please the majority of people and make the majority of people happier and increase the overall enjoyment of the game on average. So yeah.
It ruins my methodology. I always played with the original Kiyun, and now with Kayun, I'll probably try it with Kayun because I loved the flying, the dash, and all that. So with the change where flyers hit flyers and stuff like that, totally wrecks anything I ever had because that was my advantage, was taking advantage of that flight thing. So, but
Fair.
I
Yeah.
know that it, like you were saying before, Jason, with your speech there, it does. Things change, things adapt, things grow, things have to move a certain way. If they don't move, there's no sense in continuing to make product and continuing to make sets, right? Once things
Yeah.
stagnate, there's no point in doing more stuff if it's all just going to be more of the same.
Hmm. Yeah.
I
I'm
added Jason G to the list now. I think we've got everyone here.
perfect. That's great. Wow. Says like 22 people watching live right now. That's a great turnout. I
That's
love it.
awesome.
And all I did for the title of tonight's episode was managing expectations, like just leading to the fact we were just going to talk about the game. You know, it's not like I promised anything amazing tonight. So I love
Yeah.
the passion of the community, the great turnouts, and I think that's a good sign too. You know, because we have taken a few chances. I mean, even with Invasion, we basically redesigned the cards to what we thought would look a lot better and easier to parse and things like that, and the game continues to grow. We continue to get new stores, including I'm very excited that we just recently got Cody's Trading Card Gamers Lounge in Aurelia, which is up in my area. And as I mentioned earlier tonight, we just got Good Games in Indianapolis, which is part of a major chain across the states and really all over all of Australia. So it's exciting that we are seeing a lot of growth, new stores signing up, even even though the last set came out in December last year. You know, because we're working with a very small team right now, so it does take time to get these sets out, but I'm really proud of how it's going, and I'm really thrilled to see the community growing so much. It's exciting.
With uh, the community at the size it is and the smaller team and all that, the distance between sets helps too, because it gives people a good chance to play with everything from that set and use it.
Yeah.
Right? You're not the biggest game out there right now, which is almost tripping over itself to release product because people are solving things instantly. Right? You've
Yeah.
got solutions before sets are even released. It's nice to take a bit of time and see how people figure out stuff from Invasion and whatnot. Right? So I think that's a huge benefit too. That kind of like a silent benefit you don't really think about is that you have this extra time to work with the set, find the cards that actually work right with you, with some of the older cards and newer cards. I think Imperial pulls when they do their games, they play different things. They're always trying different decks out, so it gets that kind of an example going.
Hmm.
Do
Well, I
you want me
thought
to read the names? Sorry, go ahead, Jason.
just one thing before you read the names.
Mhm.
I thought of something else that I wanted to mention tonight too is just to let everybody out there know, I logged in this weekend because I was running the Genesis events happening at Jack's on Queen and Elmville. I logged into Best Coast Pairings and set up events for Genesis Battle Champions for the next couple months that are going to be happening at that store. We used the software Saturday night and it worked really well. So that is a resource that's now available for people to start logging into and using the actual tournament software. For now, there's no larger circuits or anything to qualify for at the moment. But as we mentioned before, when we announced our new partnership with Best Coast Pairings, in the very near future, as organized play begins to roll out, more features will begin to get unlocked. And it's gonna be great. It's
That's
gonna be a
awesome.
great resource for us as the makers of the game, because we will be theoretically we'll be able to see deck lists for any tournaments where people submit deck lists, and we'll be able to keep track of the meta a little bit and start providing more coverage that way. What is the question? Is the tournament software link on the website somewhere? If you just go to bestcoastpairings.com, you'll be able to make a free account. And when you log in to your free account, there's a drop down list. And currently, I think because we're the newest game they've added, we're actually at the very top of the drop down list. You see Genesis Battle Champions right away. And I will make sure to get that added to the homepage, or not the homepage, to the website, probably on the
Yep,
same page where you see the store locators and the distribution partners. We'll probably put the tournament software link there as well, so that people know where to go for that. But yeah, it's just Best Coast Pairings .com. So
yep, yeah. But we'll definitely get a link up there. Um,
yeah, yeah,
it was funny that Andrew had mentioned that because that's what we were planning to talk about after this was getting that up there and where to put it and all that, so that it just gives people a quick and easy way to get over there. But they do host a lot of stuff, and that's part of their robustness is why we picked them because they do cover many things. So if you have a Best Coast Pairings account, you can play Warhammer, you can play Primal, you can play Magic, you can play Pokemon, you can play a ton of stuff on there. One Piece, everything.
yep,
They have pretty much everything on there. I think Catan is on there even, so
yep,
Catan tournaments go through them and stuff like that. They do have an app, Damien, but they did, I think they were the ones that recommended you use their website. It's just a little more, again, to use the word robust, it's a little more robust. They preferred their website with things going, what's it called? It's not even Web 2.0 anymore or HTML5, but with things going to web apps, they're trying to really push that more than they had said. So you can use the app, but if you find any problems with the app, they said just hop on the site. It's an issue, not an issue with their backend. Flawless.
well, the nice thing for people who want to use the app is if they have the app on their phone, they can submit the results themselves, similar to
Mhm.
how Magic
Mhm.
does it with their event link software. So
Yep.
it's probably a case of your mileage may vary depending on
Yep.
factors based on geography and internet connections and stuff. But I was telling the players at this tournament on Saturday that we ran that next week I'm hoping a bunch of them will show up with the apps already loaded on their phones so we can test that in person and see how it works with people uploading the results from their table with their phone apps. So we're starting to guinea pig with that a little bit, play around with it, test it, and it's available for other people to use now too. So it's the start. It's that first baby step towards getting organized play going again. Is starting to use the software and familiarize ourselves with it. So
That's
exciting
really good.
times.
We're getting close to 8, Jason. I'm going to read through the names quickly here, see if there's anyone that we missed, so we can get him in right at the last minute. I've got Damien C, Cardboard Cohorts, Alana M, Jeremy H, In the Works, Edward T, Marcus P, The Card Golem, Will K, David C, Brian P, Jan P, Duelist Sync, uh, New Indiana, no, New, oh shoot. I had it written down so I would pronounce it properly, and I forgot already. Timmy T and Jason G. Um, But yes, the new. Where did I put my note? I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget how to pronounce. Where am I here?
Sorry, I stepped
It's
away
not
for a
even on my
second.
list. New London. Thank you. New London Fire. Sorry, Jason. I got tripped up on New London Fire.
Oh
I had
yeah.
it written down here and I can't find my note so that I wouldn't mispronounce it. But they corrected me, thankfully. Or I should say, Jeremy corrected me.
Hmm.
So we've got 16 names on here. If anyone wants to get in the last minute, yes, Ryan, not Alana.
Yeah, got to make that clear. Otherwise, Atlanta will
Yep,
take his packs when he wins.
yep, yep. That's how that works, right? I'm going to turn the camera towards the wheel while people get in their last possible
L-
additions into here
Last
if their name
chance.
was
All
missed.
you gotta do is comment in the chat, and you could be a winner
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah, it
Last
could be.
chance.
Let's see if I got it focused, centered right. Maybe a little bit further back. Well, we can read the name there if it shows up. I'll move
Yeah.
back just a bit. That should have
How
everything in
how
it, I
many
think.
names did you get on the wheel tonight?
We've got 17 names on the wheel.
That's
So we got
awesome.
17
That's a good
people.
turnout.
That really is. I'm going to shuffle this list up. Uh, and let's spin.
Yay! Who's it gonna be?
And
I hope it's
we
me. Is it
are
me? Am I
at,
gonna win? Who's it gonna
well,
be?
we just flew by Ryan there. And, oh, it's Cardboard Cohorts.
Cardboard cohorts.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Now the real question is, will he actually take the pack of cards, or is he going to tell you to give it away again? Because I know every time he's asked you to give it away to a kid.
I thought you were
We'll
gonna
see if.
drive it down and deliver it in person.
Yeah, there. Give mine 10 the works.
There we go. All right, Aaron wins tonight. Congratulations, Aaron, by
So
default.
there you go, Aaron.
Very cool.
You can thank Cardboard Cohorts, not us, for the pack.
Yeah, yeah. I'll make sure that I
That's
get
awesome.
that to him on Thursday because I believe Aaron's coming out to record some more gameplay at the store on Thursday night.
Oh, do open it live, actually, Aaron. That's a great
Very
idea.
nice.
Open it live for sure. That'll be a
Awesome.
lot of fun.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
Cardboard Cohorts does try to give back to the community as much as he can. He's really good for that.
That's awesome.
Probably should keep a few things yourself too, though. You deserve them sometimes. Everyone should have some of their own joy in their life too, but sometimes joy is from giving away.
Yep.
This was a wonderful night, Jason. We
Yeah.
really got a great turnout. It was a lot of fun, a
Yep.
lot of interaction, which like we were saying before is great.
I
Uh,
love it.
any any closing remarks? Anything last minute we need to get out there that you
Just
can think
just
of?
a just a couple small little things of bookkeeping. If I could ask the community, if you enjoyed the live stream tonight, please click that like button. If you really
Mhm.
enjoyed it tonight, make sure to subscribe as well so you can keep up to date on all the latest spoilers and all the cool news. And it also helps us grow our channel the more likes we get on the videos, and we really appreciate the support. Also,
Hit
on
the
top,
bell too, though, Jason, so they get notified of the live.
yeah, yeah. Yes, please do. I also, on top of that, just want to put a call out to all of our loyal viewers who tune in every week. Please consider liking and sharing links as well. Help spread the word out. If you're heading out to your local game stores, maybe mention to people about all the cool stuff going on and the fact you can win prizes and all that, and just help us continue to grow. We are getting into new stores all the time, and that's exciting. But we need your help to make sure that the people in the stores give the game a chance. So please be our
Yes.
ambassadors. Help spread the word, and that would be amazing. And we'll keep doing our part in the meantime to make sure that the next set is the best set ever. And then the set after that will be the best set ever. And the set after that will be the best set ever. And it'll keep going forever and ever. And we're going to all have a great time playing Genesis. That's all I had. Jeff, did you have anything that
Definitely.
you wanted to maybe run by the
I
crowd?
No, I think you summed it all up, Jason. That was great. I
Awesome.
couldn't say it any better myself.
All right, Jeff, I'm going to let you say the final goodbyes tonight, and then we'll go to the credits whenever you're ready.
All right, take it easy, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and I can't wait to see you next week. Don't forget to check out the other Genesis content out there from the other people that are having fun making videos about collectible card games and Genesis Battle Champions.
Bye, everyone.